Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's Galactic Messages reading. From time to time, I'm going to do readings where I connect with our ET brethren, God bless, just to find out a little bit about what's going on galactically speaking. And today it looks like they're going to be talking a little bit about Earth and what's happening. So, first of all, let's just say thank you to our messengers. And also, if you'd like a personal reading with me, I am now offering same-day readings for $7.49. I also offer other more in-depth readings, and you can go check all that out. But let's jump right in because I'm impatient. All right. So, guys, yes, thank you so much. So, what I'm getting so far from our cousins, our galactic cousins, our starseed buddies, as they're saying, yeah, so great. Um, oh, okay, they're saying, okay. Anyway, sorry, they said not to mention that. Anyway, so first of all, they're saying, guys, that they want to come in and talk a little bit in this message about what's going on now for us. Now, notice they're pointing out how big they are and how small we are, in a sense. They're giving a nod to those many, many different species that are actually working with us galactically, that the mainstream Earth, the mainstream collective on Earth, most of the human beings are not aware of at the conscious level. Now, that being said, they're saying that yes, they know that it's not fair, that a lot of things are happening right now, and there are a lot of things happening for a lot of us out there that we don't know why it's happening. And they're saying the reason why a lot of us are going through so many criminal charges is what they're saying. Okay, that's a lot of criminal charges as well as a lot of changes, is because in addition to the earth going through its changes, we see a lot of people dealing with their karma. They're saying that's karmically built. Of course, they're saying that a lot of times when people on the world stage, in the public eye, end up being charged with criminal offenses, we get shocked. But we have to remember that they too are going through their own karma, excuse me, and we have to understand that that's what we're witnessing. It doesn't mean doom and gloom and that we are any less safe and whatnot. What we're seeing, just like we would see with the person in the next cubicle at work, is that they're dealing with the fates. The fates have spoken for them. I'm seeing here a lot of greed and a lot of corporate corruption. They're saying that a lot of scandals are going to be coming out for the next 6 months. They're saying a lot of it is going to be kept under wraps. They're saying as usual. They're saying the last 3 months have seen a lot of mobilization as far as criminal arrests go, as far as paperwork being put in place, documents being put in place, treaties, whatnot. Of course, they're saying that people are not seeing this. It's not being cycled through mainstream media. And they say what very, very, very little that does make it through mainstream media is discredited, is censored straight up. They're saying that's even if it makes it to the media. Now, the reason why they're bringing through these messages is because they're dropping the D word, disclosure. They're showing disclosure. I have to be honest, guys, I'm the messenger, but I keep it 100. I do see a lot of Jesus energy coming in, but you have to remember that this Jesus energy is not, religious. It's that divine light emissary. This is a whole canon of information that people just don't know. And so for now, they're saying they're not going to jump too much into it, but there are going to be varying people, there are going to be viewers who watch this channel, and depending on how the information hits you, it just reflects where you are along the path of your awareness. But some people will be like, I know, and they're adding their 2 cents in their mind or whatever. And then some people are like, what is this? This doesn't make any sense. Where are the receipts? Let me see the what's the word? Evidence. And then there's the whole gamut in between, okay? But for whatever reason, they're just coming through to let us know that we are being taken care of. And just like this loving being is like pushing him, it's almost like saying, we're here, we got your back, we're helping you out. They're saying a lot of you are dealing with karma. A lot of what you see is karmically driven. There's no one out there trying to kill you and suck your brains and whatnot, they're saying. A lot of it's karmically driven. Okay, now, gosh, there's so much. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm going to try and keep this one short, guys, because... All right, let's see what else. Okay, so they're saying that as we make this earth transition, they're giving a shout out now to all of the people, the earth workers, light workers in place, divine messengers in place, many of whom we see on YouTube, some we will never hear about, doing a lot of work on the galactic grids, on just doing a lot of archival work, just whatever they're doing right now. They're saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, because they know that it's not easy, and it's this huge movement that is like 10 million times huger than the average earth person knows. And the movement is all towards awakening people, helping people to awaken to what? Their freedom, their liberation, their empowerment, their God being, their whatever you want to say. And so what they're showing is right now there's a huge movement on earth, and there has been a rise in collective consciousness, right? And it took this whole, virus, so to speak, to get people online. And they're saying that's ironic because usually with viruses, it's, even on a computer, it doesn't usually work that way. But it is a device, it's a learning device, it's a karmic device, whatever it is you want to say. And they're saying that as people come online and they have this shift in consciousness, they say that they are literally encapsulating you in these beautiful bubbles of light. This is shielding. So this is our galactic cousins. We have our Cassiopeans, we have other gentle races, they're saying, gentler races. We've got tough races. We've got a lot of beings, and they're helping. Now, are all of them helpful? No, but the vast majority of them are. And so they're showing that as this door is being opened, and as Earth as a collective is ascending, they're literally holding us in light. They're holding whole cities in light. They're holding countries in light. They're holding people in light. And then all of us have our own angels and guides. This is a time for us to take the reins. Now, that being said, they're saying that in these bubbles of light, so to speak, that's where you can find them. You can easily tap into them. As Jesus said, all this I do, so can you, right? Now take a look. They're saying that a lot of us have been prepared for contact. A lot of us have been prepared for this connection, if you will, through the dream space. And so it's just a reminder, a lot of you may be having these strange dreams. They might not make sense, but remember that that is your conscious mind. As you wake up, your conscious mind tries to make sense of what it has dreamed about. And in so doing, it just latches on to whatever symbols it can. So a lot of times, and of course the narrative is all out of control, things look whack. So a lot of times you have to remember that you're just remembering bits and pieces. And of course you're going to just wake up and be like, what was that? Sometimes it's met with fear, like, oh, that was a nightmare. I don't understand what happened. And so they're saying the best thing you can do is to continue to ride this wavelength out, ride this wave out, and just keep reaching for higher states of consciousness. Anytime you have strange things happen and you see strange things on TV, ask why. What is it that I'm seeing? How does it make me feel? It all has to be about you. People aren't going to come in, or beings aren't going to come in and magically save you. No religious being magically saves you. No extraterrestrial being magically saves you. It's just as Buddha said. If you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him, He doesn't want to be your savior. All of these beings and all of our divine messengers who have come before us and have been emblazoned as gods and whatnot, they are brothers, and they come to show us the way. And anybody who comes to show you, whether it be an ET being, whether it be a politician or an expert, a scientific expert or religious expert, or even your teachers in your university class, any one of them who come and tell you this is the only way, this is the right way to do any one thing, you got to question it. And that's all there is to it. Now, they're saying that right now, the way for you to move forward, and have this beautiful transition at the conscious level, because the conscious mind is what people are fighting for. Of course, there are beings that are fighting for your energetics as well, but the key to this, our brethren are saying, is through the dream space. Number one, holding that space for commitment and for communion, for connection, but also in the conscious space, trying to create this time for yourself so that you can think clearly. They're saying that's where the power is. And during this quarantine, it's so powerful because it's literally a time where a lot of these distractions that have purposefully been put there from long work hours, where you can find that as an agenda if you look at labor law and how it developed, right? To over caffeination, corporations, 3 Starbucks on each corner, things like that. If you put it all together, they're saying you'll see how you've been quite literally driven out of your mind, they say. So your job is to get back into your mind, get back into your heart space, and from that space open up. They're saying we're there to help you. Now, notice that right underneath the paradigm shift and right next to the opening up is this card. This card literally depicts someone opening up to themselves and to above, right? They're saying and below as well. They're everywhere. But this card also carries with it the anointing of ease. When this card comes out, it speaks of getting something easily. They're saying it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. It's as easy as going inward. It's as easy as asking questions, and it's as easy as opening up to benevolent forces. They're saying that what's going to happen for you is you're going to leave behind this old way of being, and you're going to open up to that light aspect within yourself. Some people call it the light body. You can call this as an edging towards universal consciousness. You can call it an ascension, an awakening, and enlightenment, whatever you want to call it. This is about getting yourself to that next step. And as you do that, disconnecting from the mass collective, disconnecting from, oh no, it's time for the nightly news, dun, 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 dun. Things like that. You have to pull inward. Ask the wind. Close your eyes. Ask a question. Ask your guides. What do I need to be made aware of now? Allow those answers to come to you, because otherwise, if you just go with this open gullet, so to speak, anything can be jammed down there, and it's usually fear-based. So they're saying everybody needs to take a time out. You need to take a time out. Okay? They're saying, yes, there is a plan, and a lot of people know parts of the plan, but nobody really, well, no, a lot of people do know, well, okay. They're saying there's a plan in place, okay? And the right movements will always include the heart space, they're saying. The missing part of this equation is our brethren of light, our ET brothers and sisters, right? They're saying, they're making a commentary on the military. They're saying the military, quote unquote, is not a friendly race. Now, it's interesting that they would say it that way, and I'm going to tell you why they say it this way. They're saying because the military is backed by ET beings that are not friendly. Okay, so I'm going to say that again. They're saying that the military, you're like, which military? Doesn't matter. The military is not backed by a friendly ET race. So some of you may know this as the industrial military complex, or just whatever, or however you want to say it. But they're showing that there are ETs that work behind the scenes. This is not news to a lot of you viewers who tune into this channel, but for some of you it might be new. And as they say, seek first to understand before you seek to be understood. So if you were watching my channel last year, I believe in November, they talked about the concept of mystery. Not these same channels, other beings talked about the concept of mystery. And one of the things they said, it was either that one or discernment. And one of the things that they said is when something comes to you and you're quick to say, I don't understand that, the first thing you want to do, and for many reasons, is to discredit it, to disown it, and say, I don't believe it, that sounds stupid, where's your evidence? Instead, wait a minute, why is this being said? Let me go out, bring the knowledge in, right? So a lot of times people want the knowledge to drop down in front of them in a package that is packaged for them to neatly have. But you have to understand that people have been conditioned to only buy knowledge when it's packaged a certain way on earth. It is literally agenda conditioning. And so therefore, when truth comes to you, you're not able to access truth through these channels because it's been designed that way. These channels that you thought were designed for truth are just designed to feed you stuff. It's feeding tubes. So how can you look for truth through a feeding tube? You don't. You disconnect from it and you rise up to meet the truth that's coming in. The truth is going to be stranger than fiction. It's going to sound strange to you. You're not going to understand it. For some of you who have been doing your research and you've been going inward, always go inward and using your discernment, bringing your clairaudience, your clairsentience, your claircognizance, your cognizance, what am I can't even talk right now, and your clairvoyance, all of that online. Once you bring that all online and you go into this material, you're in a better position than if you're just sitting in front of your TV and just watching TV. And so you have to understand that if something sounds strange, it's not for that thing to make itself known to you. It's for you to seek out the answer and to understand. But you first do it through yourself. You align yourself with your highest good. And you program it that anything that is not of the truth or not of your highest good will come in one ear, out the other. You release it. But when you are encountering things that are for your highest good, things that are designed to empower you, you must allow it in. And these things will beat down your door when you put your compass to that true north, okay? The true north will always be going inward first, and from that inward space, clearing the projector of your mind, all right? Because the projector is what has been conditioned. It's called social conditioning. And to understand why we've been conditioned and how and to what settings we've been conditioned will require you to go into a canon of ET information and this and that. And whether or not you're interested in that, it doesn't matter. You don't need to go there per se. What you do need to do is go into your heart space and set that intention in prayer to be directed to the truth that will be for your highest good. And so that is, notice how the information, the tarot card that came in is the Two of Cups. This is partnership. This is showing a divine alliance. This is showing people and beings who are here to help us, right? All right. Okay, last 4 cards, because we're going to keep this short today. Let's pull it all together. Da-dum. Okay. So, okay, interesting. Guys, give me 1 second. Let me look at it. All right, so you guys, based on what I'm getting through these cards and what Spirit is saying, is that they're saying there's a lot of stuff going on. This, if you follow tarot, this is the Deception card. This is a very busy card, the Seven of Swords, as it's showing up in this reading. In fact, it's so filled that energetically the energy is coming off it and it's coming out to this much. Okay? It's a commentary on how profound the deception on the earth stage is at this time and has been for quite some time. And they're saying they give us these messages out of love, and they say you don't need to believe it, you don't need to go forward with it if you don't want to, but it's a message, and that's what the purpose of this reading is. They're saying that there are a lot of things put in place to keep us past our prime, to keep us out of a place where we can use our gifts and our guidance and to awaken and liberate ourselves and each other. There are certain times that are pivotal for us as a human species to make forward movements. There are certain galactic federations, they're saying, that are out there, some of which are not really designed to help us. Some are factionalized. Some are doing covert ops. There are many, many things. There's a lot of trickery, they're saying, going on. They're saying that there's a lot of trickery also going on with public figures. I'm going to be honest, I do see this as our president, his energy coming through, but I'm seeing in this card that there are a lot of things that happen behind the scenes, magical things. We're seeing also birth rates are dropping, they're saying, in disproportionate amounts. They're saying also, interesting, they're saying a lot of species are being kept out of the earthly sphere. There's a lot going on with that. I feel like I need to do a video on, well, this is a video I'm doing, but anyway. But they're saying a lot of public officials, as much as a lot of them are ignorant to what is actually going on, they're caught up in it, and they're just going to have to play it out for themselves. It's almost like being caught up in a karmic cycle. They signed up for one thing and ended up in this huge karmic thing. But they're saying nobody is untouchable. Had they not given away their sense of self, some of you will say their soul, some of you will say their sense of self, some of you will say their sense of propriety, had they not given those away, they could have walked out unscathed in whatever way that is for them. But a lot of them have a reckoning that is still yet to be seen. But that being said, because I just don't want to go too deeply into that right now, this is just meant to be a quick video. That being said, they're showing that there is good stuff to come. They are showing that for those of us who have been indentured in servitude, there's going to be a release. There's going to be a huge karmic releasing. I'm seeing a lot of people being karmically released from a lot of things. Now, what does that mean exactly? That means that a lot of the people who will be released from their karma, if they're aware, they will know when that happens. Spirit will tell them. They'll be like, oh, you're done. You just finished this. You're out of jail. You're out of whatever. That's because in past lifetimes, they may have done things. They may have been part of factions. They may have been part of cabals, whatever you want to say, on planet, off planet, that has contributed to keeping the human species down and not liberated on Earth. And so a lot of them have been doing a lot of work here. They've been doing civil service. It's been service that they've been doing, whether or not we're aware of it or whether or not they're aware of it. And this is now a time where they're having mass arrests. We've been hearing about that. But at the same time, a lot of people are being massively freed and liberated. Now, whether you or not you're one of those people, you'll know it'll resonate with you. Because usually what happens is I'll do messages like these, and some people will be like, what's this? And then meanwhile, I'm getting floods of emails from people like, that's so me, that's my situation, how did you know? So please always know that if something doesn't resonate, going back to what we were saying a little bit earlier, you don't try to make that evidence fit you. You seek to understand that evidence. You seek to understand what's being said and why it's being said. Sometimes it just doesn't resonate with you because it's not for you, or you are ignorant of it, and it will be made known to you later, because that happens as well. I have people who write me like a year later and like, oh my God, you were totally right, and this, that. And so sometimes we just have to listen. So if you're drawn to this reading, chances are something in here is related to you. And if you don't resonate with it at the moment, just grab your popcorn and listen. And then you can tune in later. Now, I am being shown that there are some of you who are being guided. Notice not everybody, but some of you who are being guided to connect with those at those higher level beings. Some of us would call them ETs. Some of us would call them intergalactic messengers, whatever you'd like to call them. But some of you are being primed for greater contact. Some of you may want to write books. Some of you have dreams. Some of you do certain things with ETs. This is not strange to you. And they are showing that that will likely increase as time moves on. Okay? All right. So anyway, guys, I'm going to stop that there. But I'm going to start a playlist and it's going to be specifically for galactic messages if they want to come through and talk about certain things. You may notice that earlier this month for the Aries, Taurus, and Cancer readings, as well as the energy check-in for for March 31st, those were galactic messages. Those were entirely galactic. And the rest of the zodiacs that I did are just more channeled through the zodiacs, okay? So I might stop doing zodiac readings altogether. I'm not sure. We'll see how that goes. But anywho, I'll put all of that in the playlist so that you can kind of keep abreast with stuff that's coming through. And yes, the last card, I almost forgot, they just remind me. The last card that's here says soul power. It says, always remember you're a soul that comes with a body, not a body that comes with a soul. Your soul is your true essence, and you have an unlimited supply of soul power at your command whenever you need it. So there are two messages coming through. One of those messages is exactly as they say. Your soul has planned all of this. You're here for a specific reason. It's your job at the conscious level to reach up to try to understand it. The second thing that they're bringing is coming through command, as in some of you may hear Ashtar command, things like that. They're talking about these federations, right? No names, because to talk about the names means we have to give a commentary on it. Just know that there are different alliances and federations out there, and within some of them there are factions. So just because it says, oh, we're this federation or we're that group or whatnot, doesn't mean they all are on the same page, okay? But they are saying here that there are people fighting for you as we speak, and they're literally tapping all the channels they can. They're coming through the dream space. They're incarnating into bodies. Hello, star seeds. Literally, they're incarnating into bodies in order to help move Earth along to its soul, to its collective evolution, to create liberation from the powers that be. Things have definitely shifted at this time, guys, and some of you are very conscious of that. Things have shifted on Earth, so now it's just a matter, it's for the positive, and now it's just a matter of waiting for that energetic shift and all the work that's gone down in the astral planes to be made physical, okay, in the third dimension. So we're going to see changes in leadership. We're going to be seeing the falls of certain institutions, the risings of others. We're going to see a lot of people awaken and start to take their stations when it comes to light working. So a lot of people will be quitting their jobs and moving more into cosmic service, cosmic service, whether it be doing Reiki, whether it be opening this center here or that, whether it be delving headlong into education reform, prison reform, all sorts of things. But it's going to be a huge energetic change that we will start to see because it's already happened, okay? Alrighty, guys, I am going to leave it at that. And if you have questions, you have emails, hit me up. I do personal readings. I do work primarily with star seeds and light workers and whatnot. So if you would like a personal reading with me, please feel free to reach out. I also offer a same day cheap reading, but I do more in-depth readings as well. And donations always welcome. God bless you guys. Enjoy your day. Bye. And thank you to our messengers who came through today. Bye.